No, ini bara.
Alright, okay.
Welcome.
Basically, lot of lala me along is cool, man, that I can really relax.
What the madam?
Yeah,
What the madam?
Yeah.
Let them do somebody.
That's fine.
And I'm urging the Gambia government to allow us to do our work as soon as possible.
Let's go back. You said they almost took you to 5 or 6 or 7 stations.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, when they first arrested me, I was like when Nelson Mandela was taken to Robben Island, almost 4 to 5 vehicles, armed to the teeth. I was first taken to Bursubi police station where they dropped me without telling me anything. They put me in a cell, bare floor, no mat, no curtain. One police officer came who told me that he is my friend, but I don't know him. Then he provided mat for me. Then after a couple of hours, they realized that the people knew that I was there. Then they whisked me away to Burfoot, Ghana town. Then I was there for about 6 hours. At that station, I found one Kante, who is the divisional operation commander of the police in Brikama.
He was under detention himself?
Yes, we share the same cell. Then I knew that, he didn't tell me, but I knew that his arrest was linked to me because he was ordered to come and arrest me, but he wanted to know the details, what have I done, so that when he came there, he can tell me that instead of telling me this is order from the top. But they insisted that Kante should come and arrest me. Then Kante did not, and then they arrest Kante. And according to eyewitness and Kante himself, he was severely tortured by his junior men, the paratroopers. Then from there, in the middle of the night, they took me to Old Yundum. After I didn't, get off the car. After some time, they drove me again to Wellingara police station, where I spent the night. The first night. Then yesterday at around 1 o'clock, a serious crime personnel came here and took me to Kunkujam police station. But when they were taking me, I asked them, where are you taking me? They said, we are taking you to Brusubi. Then all of a sudden, I see myself at Kunkujam police station, where they asked me to write a statement. I told them, I'm not going to write anything. I'm not going to say anything because my constitutional right guarantee me to remain silent until I spoke to my legal representative. For barely 24 hours or 36 hours, I haven't spoken to anybody, not my family members, not my counsel. So I was just put in cell. And then even here, whenever people come, everybody, other prisoners will be out, but they get the instruction that Pa Modou should be in, nobody should see him. So for me, this is very illegal, and I feel like I've been kidnapped. Yes.
So far, will this affect your programming at the radio?
Well, obviously, this will affect my program, and I am calling for calmness because I knew that many people are out there. Because the first day they picked me up, there was a mob that went to the radio and want to fight the paratroopers. But because of the intervention of my manager, Sheikh Omar Fofana, he was able to come to persuade them not to attack the paramilitary. So all what I'm saying, this has affected my program, and I hope my radio will be reopened as soon as possible because this radio is here for the Gambian mass. And then I'm also calling all Mimbe Caring or Home Digital FM followers to be calmed.
And would you assure your audience that you will continue to do your critical source on your platform?
Of course, yes. This is Mimbe Caring is me, and I will never relent. Because whatever we see, whatever we hear, as far as media work is concerned, we will continue to do our work. This has given me more strength, more commitment, and more power to be able to do even more than what I was doing before. Yes. Okay.
And like we said before, you were putting that, and like we say, you've seen a lot of journalists, collaboration and trying to fight for it.
Yeah.
And, can you please throw more light on this in the situation of Gambia today and the previous situation? Many people thought that you might be a hot journalist. Do you think this might be the issue?
No, this is not the issue. Because remember, we are in a new dispensation.
Exactly.
And then for us to be succeeded in this transition, we have to open a venue for people to be educating each other. This is why, my strip line for that program, Nganyo Karandi, Nkana Nyo Korendi. Let us be partners in development, but we will never be competing, because in competition there's always something wrong. But then when we complement each other, definitely we can move this country forward. And then, to be honest, this country has changed, but we still have a lot of issues to address, especially the security sector reform. That is very important, because one of my journalists, Adama Fadera, was beaten up by the paratroopers, and we even had the video, which is trending online. So there is no denial of that.
Yeah, journalists were struggling to know your location from one station to another, and we might suspect that maybe you were undergoing some torturing or any other. Were you being tortured?
No, to be honest, I haven't been tortured. I was never tortured. I was never harassed. The only harassment I have is to put me in cell without telling me what I have done. That is the only harassment. And then so many journalists are struggling to find my location, and they were hiding me. So this is why I call it a kidnap. Because,
what do you think is the way forward then?
Well, the way forward, I think the police should be professional, not the junior police, because the junior police officers are following orders. But the senior police officers, they have a lot to learn, because they are not ready to learn. And I think, if they change their attitude, this country will go forward. Because the media and journalists, we are partners, the journalists and the security, we are the partners in development. The only hypocrites among us, the only hypocrites between us is the politicians. So we have to be mindful of these politicians, especially the security, because we have seen what has happened in this country for the past 22 years. The security, what they've been going, we heard it from the TRRC. So this should serve as lesson for them. We saw what happened at Faraba. So if at all that situation was properly addressed, what happened on Sunday could have been avoided. Yes.
So far so good. With all this time that you spend in the police, in just one word, how did you feel after being already fetched out by the journalists? And we've seen that you're almost on the verge of reveal, and you said it will never deteriorate your production in your media.
I am more brave than ever, and I will continue to be law-abiding, and I will continue to do my journalistic work. Like Mimbe Kering, I will continue to say as it is. If anybody don't want that, you better leave the public office, because the public office is there to be scrutinized.
Okay, can you please tell us the conditions of your detention centers, and then the food, and generally how you were treated by the official from your point of arrest to the point of detention center?
Well, first of all, my arrest was unlawful. And for the first 24 hours, the police haven't provided me with any food at all. So all the cells I've been to, the conditions are terrible. And even criminals, they have rights. So you cannot just arrest somebody without telling him what he or she has done, and put him in a cell where that cell is bare floor, without mattress, without mat, without anything, bare floor, and we have to urinate there. That is another thing. That condition was horrible, and I'm urging the police or the Gambia government to improve the situation of cells at police stations.
Government spokesperson has accused you of inciting violence during your programs. How true is this? Government
spokesperson have been telling people that he will close Home Digital FM. That has been for a very long time, because he spoke to somebody, he spoke to many people, telling them, Pa Modou is against President Barrow, and I will make so and close down his radio station. And I think this is what he's exercising. But then the government spokesperson, Ibrahim Sankare or Ibrahim Silla, only one word to describe them: they are a disappointment. Because Ibrahim Silla is a journalist, He's been fighting for press freedom in this country. This is why he's been in exile for so long. So when he is in the system now, we hope that will continue, but then instead is the other way around. So for Ibrahim Sankare, well, the only thing I would describe him, he has to have his record straight, that we are not enemies for development, and we are not enemies of these states.
Is
so,
it because of your political affiliation as well?
I don't have any political affiliation. As far as I know, I am neutral, impartial, and I'm inviting to my show all sections of political groupings. But, you know, my job is to invite you. If you fail to come, I cannot force you. So when you see my records, I invite everybody. You know, you remember the government spokesperson and the Minister of Information one time, you know, used to come to my radio show on Friday, the show that called Kabefo. And they were even saying that that show belonged to them. So if I can give that show to them, because this is a commercial radio, but I'm allocating this Friday for them at no cost, so which means I am impartial. So they only accuse me that I'm affiliated to other political party, which is nonsense and absolutely rubbish.
Can we, the young ones, learn something from this? What do you expect us to learn from this?
Yeah, what I expect you to learn from this, be truthful, be law-abiding, be impartial, neutral, because journalism is one of the noblest jobs, you know, one can have. Because remember, the message that came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came through angel Gabriel, and this is a form of journalism, is to spread message. So whatever message we are spreading, it has to be truthful, because people rely on us. How many people are listening? Because people get their information from the media. It's like a doctor who doesn't know what medicine to cure automatically become a killer instead of a doctor. Like journalists also, if you are spreading false information, you become a killer, not even a journalist. So my advice, and then what the young people can learn from me, let us be determined. Let us be a watchdog. Let us take government to tax, because they are here for us. Other political parties, they don't collect our tax, but government is collecting our tax, and then we should all have a share of that national cake. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
Pa Modou,
Thank you.
I hope you're doing good.
Yes, I'm good, I'm good.
Yes, a lot of people are saying this current minute they're disappointed with the Gambia government when it comes to media. Are you disappointed with the Gambian government?
Well, disappointment is an understatement, and I'm urging them to improve whatever they are doing, because they should know that we all came together to fight the dictatorship. So once they are there, what the first thing they should avoid is the sign of dictatorship. I'm not saying there is a dictatorship in this country, I'm not saying, but we could see the signs. The way that my reporter was beaten up, the way that other people were beaten up during the protest, and I think the police gave them the permit to go out, and this is why the journalists were also there. So if the security beating journalists in that way, that is not good for the government. That is send a bad signal, and I don't think the government should continue to do that.
The current Minister of Information and also the government spokesperson,
yes.
They have talked about us as general. Do you feel disappointed by their statement, and do you think that this current two people, that is the government spokesperson and the Minister of Information, people should have spoken them, because they were once journalists and they left the country because of such things. Do you think that they should have allowed such a thing to happen?
Well, I'm very much disappointed in the government spokesperson and Ibrahim Silla as the Minister of Information, because I worked a lot with Ibrahim Silla. Ibrahim Silla couldn't speak French. Whenever he was reporting for the BBC in Casamas, in Guinea-Bissau, I used to be his interpreter, and I knew his fight. When I was in the UK, Ibrahim happened to use my medium a lot, fighting Yaya Jammeh. Was he inciting violence by then? No. So now we are saying what we're supposed to say. We are saying how it is. Now Ibrahim Silla is saying that we are inciting violence. This is a total disappointment, and I'm urging Ibrahim Silla, if he want to respect, because for Sanghare I don't have any message for him. I know that he's a psychophant. I knew that because we were all in the diaspora. We were all fighting Yahya Jammeh, and Yahya Jammeh was the president. So if you don't want us not to say anything against the government because they are in the government. So this reminds me, if at all Yahya Jammeh had hired these people long time, they would be more worse than all the worst ministers you knew. This is it, because they didn't have that work. This is why they were out there against Yahya Jammeh. But if I told Ibrahim Silla was the Minister of Information during Yahya Jammeh time, he could have closed all the private radio stations here. Because remember, he has even waged a war against community radios for involving in politics. And then my show is never political. I'm neutral, impartial, and then truthful. But then one time, because of my show is also aired at the Bansang Community Radio, Ibrahim Silla issued a statement that he's urging all community radios to stop politicking. I knew he's talking about my show. I'm urging Ibrahim, if he can listen to me, because Ibrahim is my cousin. His mom is my auntie, the same blood. So I'm urging him to resign before he tarnishes the leftover of his reputation.
Mr. Bojang, like you were late, there were a lot of people to talk to you. First of all, I would like to know how you feel about being released from the prison after 2 days of detention.
I feel relief, and then I feel really okay, because I knew that I am inside, but then I have the support of the Gambian people, because now what the Gambian people want is the truth, and this is what exactly I'm doing. If at all I'm not truthful, if at all I'm inciting violence, all the reactions you have seen online and other medium, that would not happen, because the media would be the first one to recognize that you, my colleagues, will know that Pa Modou is inciting violence.
How have you been treated? How have you been treated in the prison?
Well, fairly, apart from sleeping on the bare floor, smelly cells, I've not been subjected to any form of harassment, any form of torture.
How about your radio? Is it still shut down, or has it been?
Yes. According to Ibrahim G. Sankara, I think he is now the head of Pura, because we never apply a radio station from the government spokesperson. I think it's too much. We never apply this lancing from the government spokesperson. The lancing was issued by Pura, so if we do anything wrong, I think Pura should be able to communicate to us. Pura is the one that's supposed to shut down the radio station, but not State House, not Ibrahim G. Sankare. So this is a dictatorship tendency that is trending.
So how far have you been communicated to by Pura?
Never. I've never been communicated to by Pura.
The radio is still shut down?
The radio is still shut down, and the paratroopers are there right now. I knew even when I go home, I wouldn't have access to my radio because the paratroopers are there.
Are you trying to communicate to put them in position?
Well, the first thing I would do when I reach Birkama, I will go to the radio and see if they would let me in. If they break me, then that is another news. But for now, I'm waiting.
A lot of people are saying Gambian journalists ñoy naafay. A lot of people are saying ñun journalists ñoy yokka xarmi kawar ñu bari ñu ngi wax ci ñun journalists. Do you think that ñun ñoy
Grand villa.
Ah, that's fine.
Salam alaikum. Yes. No.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are basically me alone because they relax. So it's basically that I can understand.
Nina Fani say what? Nidia Nena Grand Villa is the best guest house in the Gambia.
Beji andika Grand Villa Guest House. Na labungul bebe senyaring adum na bungul bebe nyarandiring coming ibela fila ila suwe taranyame. Intel Grand Villa na kiliano la lafino wale mukangotin telkam. Na ye sabati Grand Villa yela kodo nafa kalamuta.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaram.
Musa?
Na?
Mbona talanga kama sio?
Aikata maso.
Ah, depaso.
Ayo. Do nyimuto.
Musa bari ati sila de.
Kema fula ati sila munen.
Tulo banta le mano banda.
Bari man sene sio funde ni mano bande sa fonye.
Kilo le bota.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam ba.
Bare.
Wa ko do ki yana ne yuna ya moy.
Min do yona. Mansara, itu nada lagi. Ya aja. Ngamano sammanang ngatulo samman. Bismillah.
Na? Nanya manu dia kok.
Yalo ni mano wara demen jona biro ngayin tawlet ngata ko do kama demen man façon fula wala beje kilo talul tabeje kilo monni lul tabeje hani duli no beje ni tale ko do kama ni lefta ko do les ko do ta inaita na dia defone si mano le sanjalin tulol ni hani nyin fongoni alkame to wabul kame fokan dirin klebe ni leminato ngabo ndeje
Yuna la kanyul be samana.
to la kanyul be samana yaje.
Miss B Designer Outlet is the #1 quality and affordable stop shop for all your needs. Get your evening dresses, suit and ties, office wears for both ladies and gentlemen, beach wears, sport wears, pure leather shoes for men, quality belts, bags, heels for all beautiful ladies, original perfumes, accessories, and a lot more. us at Kololini Road opposite Gaddafi Mosque at the Aqua Preacher Station, or call us on 295-3411 or 764-2486. Miss B Designer Outlet. Shop right, look good.